Hi YouTube, my name's Becky and today I'm going to do a hair dye review. It's of the John Frieda hair dye in the colour dark chocolate brown, which is 4BG. So you can get this in many supermarkets and Boots in the UK. And the reason why I'm doing a hair dye review of this product is that looking on YouTube I can only find sort of one or two, and they're also people who have darker hair. As you can see, my hair is sort of a bit of a dark blonde at the moment, and then you can see the results of the hair dye, and I just thought this would be useful for people to watch. So this is what the box looks like. Okay, so that's the colour it's showing and the colour on the top. 4BG, so that's beige gold. I think beige is sort of a more neutral colour and gold's obviously warm, so it's going to be a warm brown. If you look on the side, Mary, you can see obviously a picture there and what your hair should turn out like. So hopefully mine will probably be slightly lighter than the light medium brown, but my hair does take colour really well, so it might end up quite dark. I don't mind that, to be honest, because it does fade and I prefer it to be a little bit darker instead of ending up sort of quite light. So I have used John Frieda brand before and the colours already worked out really well. I have used a couple of the reds, and obviously red does fade a little bit, so some of those did fade on me after a couple of weeks, but hopefully the brown, especially because it's a darker brown, it shouldn't fade too much. But I find the quality of the dye really good and the condition that comes with it's brilliant. The other thing about it as well is that John Frieda don't test on animals, so it's vegan friendly, which is obviously really important for me. Yeah, so I'm not actually going to show you how I'm dyeing my hair because everyone knows how to do that and there's so many videos out there, I don't think it's necessary. So the reason why I'm doing it more is to show you what the before and after is really. So if you can see, as I say, my hair here, so I've got my dark roots. My hair's a little bit greasy because it's a bit better if you dye your hair when it's greasy, so it doesn't damage, so it protects your hair a little bit. Yeah, so I've got my roots coming through here. So my natural colour is probably sort of about a medium neutral sort of brown, and then the underneath is a little bit, if you look, it's sort of more of a browny colour, the underneath bit. Yeah, so there we go, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, so here's the finished result. I'm doing this in the mirror, and the reason for that is because the other way around it makes my hair look like it's sort of red brown, and it isn't red brown at all. It's a really nice sort of light to mid chocolatey brown. It's slightly lighter on the ends, but I think that's just because it was lighter on the ends, you know, obviously before I dyed it. Does look really natural. The only thing I'd say though is that I probably needed 2 boxes, because when I was getting near to the end I was like, oh, is it going to be enough dye? There was just, but it might have been better actually if there were 2 boxes, because it didn't really form that well. So if you've got long hair or thick hair, you probably will need 2 boxes, unfortunately. The other thing about this dye is as well is because it's a foam, the instructions are a little bit different. So usually when you do a dye, you mix 2 bottles together and you shake them together, whereas on this you don't shake them, you just kind of tip it together. So it's really important that you do read the instructions on it and follow the instructions, otherwise you won't have good results with the dye. Yeah, so I do really like the colour. It's worked out really well. I think it suits me. It's quite, as I say, it's close to my natural colour. Now it is on offer in Boots at the moment. I think it was about £6.30. So usually it's about £10, which is a bit more expensive for sort of box dyes, but I do think it's worth it if you get the result that you want. The other thing as well is with the John Frieda dyes that they are animal friendly, which is obviously really, really important, because a lot of the other brands like L'Oreal, Garnier, etc., they do test on animals. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful and help you make a decision on what dye to choose if you want a chocolatey brown hair colour. Yeah, so just to reiterate, I used John Frieda in 4BG, which is dark chocolate brown.